Good evening. I'd like to call this regular meeting for the city of San Juan at 6 p.m. May we rise for invocation. Mr. Arjona, can you lead us, sir, please?
Our heads. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather this day. May everything we do begin with your inspiration and continue with your help. We ask you guidance throughout this meeting that all of us.
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May be seated. Do we have any public comments at this time? No? Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Juan.
Also, Mayor, just for the record, I know that we have two city council members that are listening, but for the record, we do have quorum to proceed with the meeting today.
So for the record, present is Mayor Mario Garza, Mayor Pro Tem Lenny Sanchez, and Commissioner Jesse Ramirez. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, Mayor, Commissioners, good evening, staff, community. The first item on the presentation, we have presentation on departmental reports. Tonight we have the Department of Finance, Police Department, Municipal Court, the Fire Department, Department of Utilities. I think everybody's here, ready, available. Should you have any questions on any of these departments?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
I don't have a question, but I did have a comment for Chief Garza. Your guys are doing the presentations at the school for Fire Awareness Week, and they did an awesome job. Just let them know that the kids really did enjoy it. All right, so thank you for giving them the time to put that show on for them.
The only question, the question in regards to the police department, Chief Gonzalez is not here today. So you're sitting in, Captain? By any chance, do you know, as far as where we're at on the POW, that we're trying to, create here for the city of San Juan? The Police Athletic League, do you know? I don't know if you can chime in, Mr. Patrick?
Yes, right now, we've been working on the bylaws.
Okay,
So the plan is the first meeting in November to bring to you a set of bylaws that reflects
great.
for the city of San Juan. All we'll need at that point is to finalize a board, and then we can fully submit to National PAL for membership.
So as far as the boards, how many seats are you guys looking at?
7.
7?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions for the directors at this time? You good? You good? Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yes, the next item on the public hearing ordinances. The first one is hold a public hearing to solicit input from interested parties on the city of San Juan needs under the Urban County Program Fiscal Year 33, which is year 2020. Mr. Escobar.
Mayor, Commissioners, do you guys want to open the public hearing? Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
Yeah.
Open.
Go ahead and read,
Okay.
and then I'll open it up once you're
Okay.
done.
So this is for fiscal year 33, 2020. It's for the Urban County. There's 285,782 funds available. Previously, in the previous year, we used that money for administration, street improvements. We donated some to Amigos del Valle, Nuestra Clínica del Valle in the previous year. So this is a public hearing. There's going to be different organizations that are going to speak on possibly getting some funding. So they're here today, and they can make a presentation on that.
Let me just go ahead and open that up. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and open this up at 6:03 p.m. Is there anyone here in reference to this item? You can come to the podium, sir, and state your name for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor and City Commissioners. My
Good
name is
afternoon.
Craig Hernandez,
Thank you, sir.
and I'm here on behalf of Nuestra Clínica del Valle. And first and foremost, I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. Second, we would like to thank you for your support in the previous years for your contributions under the Urban County and CDBG program. Our primary goal as an NCDV is to continue patient care and we want more patients to care of. And we are obviously located here in San Juan, and we're headquartered in San Juan. And the purpose of my visit today here is to respectfully ask you, the city dignitaries, for $25,000 of funding from the CDBG Urban County program. These monies will be used to provide medical, dental, and behavioral services for 300 uninsured patients that reside in the city of San Juan, whom otherwise would not have any means for medical care. NCDB services about 1,700 unduplicated patients from the city of San Juan, And overall, across the board in all our clinics, we service about 25,000 patients. We appreciate any support that you guys will give us, and thank you for your time and your consideration.
Is there anyone else here? Can you state your name for the record, please, ma'am?
Yes. Good evening. My name is Fabiola Ramirez, and I'm coming with Amigos del Valle. I would like to thank you all for your continued support towards Amigos del Valle and assisting our senior community. Tonight, I'm here respectfully requesting $10,000 in CDBG funds for the fiscal year 2020-2021. These funds will continue to utilize to provide home delivered meals to 11 eligible citizens for 165 days. And there are clients that live or reside here within the San Juan city limits.
What was that amount again?
10,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
2021, and it's 1920.
Oh, 1920.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Is there anyone else here?
Oh, Mayor, Commissioners, CASA of Hidalgo County also sent a letter. They weren't able to come, and they're also requesting $2,000.
1,000. And these are pretty much standard, Mr. Robert?
I can go
Yes.
over what we provided for last year. from
Yeah,
last
if
year.
you could just can you do
Ami-
that?
Yeah,
please?
Amigos de Valle, we did provide them 7,500. Nuestra Clínica, 5,000. And CASA, last year we didn't give them any, but they're requesting this year.
1,000.
CASA of Hidalgo County. And it stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other questions for Mr. Escobar?
And this is just a public hearing. We still have to prepare the documents.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
we have to turn those in by November 15th.
Okay. There's, go ahead, sir.
So aside from the ones you just mentioned, there was no other? Okay. And these will submit it in writing, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
That being said, I'll go ahead and close this at 6:07 p.m. Is there a motion to approve?
Actually, this is a non-action, this will just be a public hearing for,
Okay,
at this time, so there's no action at this time.
okay, my bad, okay. All right. We're good, thank you, sir.
The next item, Mayor, is hold a public hearing for rezoning request from single-family resident district to a neighborhood commercial district of Lot 18 of Brisas de San Juan subdivision located 1903 North, Raul Longoria Road, is requested by Jasmine Rodriguez. Mr. Escobar.
Mayor, Commissioners, this is a property, it's for a rezone from single-family residential district to a neighborhood commercial district. Located on Raul Longoria and Anna Street. It's directly across Starlight Burger and south of Golden Chick, so you guys get a picture of the area. The applicant is Jasmine Rodriguez. They did submit the application. We also did send the newspaper advertisement as well as letters within 200-foot radius. There's also photos and a zoning map of the area. So if we did zone change this property, we did look at the comprehensive plan. It does allow for that type of zone change.
It does?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much everything along Raul Longoria is either C1 or C2, so it's commercial, right directly off the road. So for C1, the types of businesses are personal service establishments, retail businesses, restaurants, doctor's offices, real estate offices, barbershops. Does no automotive repair services. So it's it's businesses that the neighborhoods kind of use. So that's why it's called the neighborhood commercial district.
Okay. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up at 6:08 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? Any questions from the members of the commission for Mr. Escobar? Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Escobar, I don't see the minutes from that board meeting included in the packet, but I do notice that there was a 6-1 vote.
Yes.
Do you remember why that one descending vote voted against it?
He had just asked about the size of the lot, but since it wasn't going to be a large commercial development that they're probably looking, it was kind of dealing with the size of the lot. That's kind of the issue that he had. So he was against the rezone. But we had told him that once they apply for building permits, then we'll be able to review the size of the lot, the parking that they'll need, things like that.
Oh, okay.
So he was against the size of the lot.
This is just for the rezoning, correct?
Yeah, just for the rezone.
Gotcha.
That being said, I'll go ahead and close that at 09 p.m. Is there a motion to approve? there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item is to hold a public hearing for a conditional use permit allow a mechanic shop in a commercial area at property legally described as Lot 1, Vega subdivision located at 3705 North Raul Longoria Road as requested by Pedro Pestaña.
Mayor Commissioners, this is a conditional use permit. It's to allow a mechanic shop in a commercial area. This is located on Raul Longoria and Norlana Road. It's a property north of Norlana. It's submitted by Pedro Pestaña. He did submit the application, paid the $300 fee. He also did submit the newspaper advertisement, as well as we did send to residents within 200-foot radius. There's also photos and the zoning map as well. In our zoning ordinance, under C2, if they're gonna have a business that deals with a mechanic shop, they have to get a conditional use permit. So it's just part of the actual process.
It's a process.
The requirements that they need are under section 505.04, which he did meet all the requirements. It asks for land over 20,000 square feet. He did meet that. It is an enclosed building. There's also a fence around the property, which is an 8-foot. There's also the nearest residence is 126 feet away. It has to be 120, so he met that. And then each year they have to renew their conditional use permit. The city adopted new fees, so every year now they have to renew their conditional use permit and pay that $50 fee. So he did meet all the requirements. So the Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend approval.
Okay, with that being said, I'll go ahead and open that up at 6:11 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions for Mr. Escobar at this time? When you meet with the individuals, do you sit down with them personally and just explain to them what exactly they need?
Yeah.
It's not like you just don't give them a.
Yeah, or we'll call them and let them know what they need, because
Perfect.
sometimes we have to do some research, so we'll do that.
Yeah, okay, good. Any other questions for Mr. Escobar? With that being said, I'll go ahead and close that at 6:12 p.m. Is there a motion to approve? So moved. Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Next item on the discussion and possible election, we have discussion and possible election to approve the electrical repairs needed at the wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $29,000 and authorize city manager to execute all related document and budget amendment as needed. Mr. Salinas?
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. As you recall, this is like the third item I've come to you all for the repairs at the wastewater plant from back in June of 18, the rain event that we had to damage the receiving well. These are the final numbers that we have for the electrical. I do have some language in there for a possible budget amendment as needed. And the reason for that, the estimate that they gave us was based on the visual examination, and there's still some electrical that's underground that they haven't been able to expose. So once they get started, so in case there's additional work, then at that time we'll impose the amendment. I don't foresee that being greater than $10,000 for additional work. So with your approval, I'd like to go ahead and get this work done.
Questions for Mr. Salinas? No? Motion approved? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next item, consider authorizing city manager to declare 36 cities and or abandoned vehicles and 1 city of San Juan 2006 Crown Victoria as a salvage and surplus property. Mr. Jaime?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Evening, sir.
As per the Texas Local Government Code 252, salvage property means personal property other than items routinely discarded as waste because of use, time, accident, or other cause, is worn, damaged, or obsolete, that is of no value for the purpose for which it was originally intended. Surplus property means property that is not salvage property or items routinely discarded as waste, if not currently needed or required by the city, and possesses some usefulness for the purposes for which it was intended. The surplus and salvage property consist of 4 seized and or abandoned vehicles awarded by the Criminal District Attorney of Hidalgo County, and 32 abandoned vehicles awarded by the City of San Juan Municipal Court, and 1 City of San Juan 2006 Police Crown Victoria. Staff's recommendation is to declare vehicles as salvage and surplus property to be auctioned and or otherwise disposed of in the best interest of the City of San Juan and authorize the city manager to sell said vehicles in auction or otherwise dispose of unsold vehicles in the best interest of the city of San Juan. I'd like to also add, if you all would consider, we have one vendor that offers auction services here in San Juan. Well, not a vendor, but a business. So it's a San Juan business. The rate that they charge is standard. And I'd like for you all to also authorize us to use them again. And they also, as a service, they allow the police department to store the vehicles there until we're ready to auction them, until we're approved to auction them. So that's another benefit that we have with them.
Is that the only business that we've used?
For years, we've been using them. They're here in San Juan, so.
For the record, what's the name of the business?
Bond and Bond
Bond and Bond.
Auction.
Where are they located, sir?
I believe it is Cesar Chavez, north on Cesar Chavez, north of Business 83.
Not, we'll go ahead and, is there a motion to approve?
Parks and some other departments, utility. There's some vehicles that the city can actually use at this point on some of these abandoned vehicles. So I know for sure there's a utility trailers that we can utilize for utilities, parks, or any department. So we're gonna go over, get some of those for us. But these are good working vehicles.
And I guess this is a question for our council. Mr. Palacios, on abandoned vehicles, we have to pay a certain percentage, not abandoned, I'm sorry, seized vehicles percentage back to the district attorney once they're seized. And I know some of the items are used for law enforcement purposes only. There's gotta be some type of exchange or agreement where the city can actually use those vehicles?
It's very possible. I need to see how the vehicles were. Was it a combined task force that seized the vehicle, whatnot, or whatever? Was it just only using the city and not a combined task force? So I just need to see those issues, but it's very possible that even with that we should be able to retain the vehicle without paying out to the district attorney's office. But I need more information as to how and who was involved when the vehicle was seized. So I don't know if these were.
Only 4 of them are from the district attorney's office.
But even then, the agencies that were specifically involved in that seizure, we don't have that information right now.
In front of us, but that was a question that I asked Chief, and he said that we were good on any of these vehicles.
Okay.
Unless I'm wrong, Mr. Captain?
No, the only ones that we have to reimburse anybody is the district attorney's office, once they are sold at auction. The abandoned vehicles, they were awarded by our municipal court judge, so those are allowable for in use with the city.
Else?
I make a motion with the recommendation that we follow the chapter 59, correct? 59, so make a motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The next item is consider the approval of budget amendment in the amount of $2,950 out of general fund fire department TIFMAS grant assistance program to the fire department. Chief?
Mayor, this is a grant award through TEEX. The only reason we're doing the amendment is that we have to pay it up front, and then once they complete the course, we'll get reimbursed back to $2,950.
Okay. Any questions for Chief? If not, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, sir.
Thank you.
The next item is discussion and possible action to authorize the mayor to execute a marketing agreement by and between the City of San Juan Utility Service Partners Private Label, DBA Service Line Warranties of America, a subsidiary of HomeServe USA Corp., to offer property owners the opportunity but not the obligation to purchase a service plan for private sewer and water line laterals. Mr. Salinas.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners. If you recall, 4 meetings ago, we had the partners from Utility Service Partners provide a presentation on an insurance that will be available to the citizens of San Juan to purchase at a fixed rate. for the repair of sewer service lines from the city main up and into the house, and then they have a plan for also lines inside the house, and it's both for water and sewer. We have reviewed the agreement, and we did discuss it with the city attorney there. So we're recommending to get approved there will also be a small percentage that the city would get for each one of the agreements that are purchased. Again, this is voluntary. It's not,
Optional
it's
to the,
optional.
to the citizen, right?
It's correct, and
Okay.
it's not mandatory. They will take care of everything. The only thing we have to authorize is the logo that'll go on the letter that's mailed out to the customer.
Oh,
So we
so
will
that-
review that before it goes out.
That was my next question.
Correct.
So how are they gonna get notified? Through the letter,
Through the letter, yes. Now,
English and Spanish? I'm
in
assuming.
English and Spanish, they will take care of all the marketing. It will not cost us a cent. We did review the regulations, so we will not be providing the customer information. They will be getting that on their own because they did not meet the criteria for the Texas Local Government Code for us to be able to provide them the contact information for our account holders. So we will not be providing that. That's excluded from the agreement. If we were to approve it today, there is a section that, per the city attorney, that we approve it based on condition that that language get taken out of the agreement, which is basically, it says that we give up the right to trial by jury. So we want to exclude that language. It wasn't taken out, so if we approve it tonight, we approve with the condition that the language has to be removed from the agreement.
And just real quick, with regards to a couple of other revisions, as far as termination goes, there is a termination provision that allows the city to terminate. It gives you a 30-day, but it's only for a material breach. It's not like your normal, you know how you all have for any cause or for any reason, at any time and for any reason. So it just says if they have if there's a material breach, then you can terminate them by giving them a 30-day notice. If you want it changed, which I had requested them to change that portion, but they left it as it was, we can also include, let them know like, hey, it was approved, but they want this provision in there. So it's just up to you.
Question I have, for instance, if the citizen does decide to go this route and I guess purchase this service, how do they go about doing that?
They would fill out a contract and mail it back to utility services. I'll be taken on their side, and they would collect the fee. We won't collect any of the fees. So they would pay. It's basically like going out to one of your insurance companies down the road and buying insurance coverage, say for flood insurance. So you would be paying them. The only difference is that we would partner up with them as for the marketing, and we get a small percentage for each one of the contracts that they sell. Now, we do have the option to
Each contract they sell?
each insurance policy that they
Each
sell.
payment, do we get a percentage of each payment they pay towards this?
It's 50 cents per payment per month, basically. That's what it is. So if, say they sell the 3 policies that they have, the sewer, the water, and the interior plumbing, so it would be roughly 50 cents for each one of those per month.
Okay.
Okay, so $1.50 per month. Yeah. And the average cost for the policy, depending on which you get, is between $6 to $9 in that area.
Or the record's optional, right?
It's optional, completely optional. The customer does not have to get it if they don't want. And of course, we'll make sure we approve it tonight that we get those languages altered the way the attorney has recommended.
So at this time, you just want us to approve what's the language that's on this
Correct.
item?
It would be approved with the condition to remove the language to trial by jury and to allow us to terminate without cost. So those will be the 2 material changes on the agreement.
Questions? All right, with that being said, is there a motion to approve?
So moved as presented with the recommendations by staff.
Correct. Is there a second? There's been a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Sir.
Next item is consent agenda. Tonight we have the tax collection report, the budget expenditure report, and a couple of meeting minutes. Notice that you can pull any item if you'd like to discuss it in order to make an adequate decision on any of those.
At this time, is there anything that we need to amend or modify under consent agenda? Okay, with that being said, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item on the executive session is the Juan City Commission will convene executive session in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, various Texas statutes, and Code Sanitary Government Code, Chapter 551.071 and Section 551.074. We got three items pursuant to Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, discussion and possible action regarding issues concerning takeover agreement between the City of San Juan and the Guarantee Company North America USA regarding the 3.5 million gallons per day water treatment plant number 2, project bond number SS 70111645. Number 2, pursuant to Section 551.074, personal matters, discussion, deliberation, and possible action regarding Tirso Garza's grievance matter. And number 3, pursuant to Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, discussion regarding issues concerning public-private partnership funding resources.
Okay, at this time, is there a motion to enter executive session? So, is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We will be entering an executive session at 6:26 PM. Session at 8:11 PM. Is there a motion to reconvene?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, under executive session, under A1, at this time, I'll make a motion for the CM to enter an agreement, any settlement regarding Texas Water Development Board. That's in a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under executive session, 2, at this time, we are taking no action. And under executive session 3, we are also taking no action at this time. So is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting has been adjourned at 8:12 PM. Thank you.